So hey all, this is the first vlog I'm recording from my new machine. The room is finally more or less back together and a little bit more organized than it was. There's still more to do, but it's getting there. Um, I bought a new LED light for my desk because the old one honestly was taking up a little bit too much real estate, and I'm trying to make it neater overall. So, that's part of my ongoing effort to make the house nice and clean. Um, but I do have a couple of things that I can want to talk about real quick. Um, I normally don't like to involve other things in here, but I think it's important to mention and for as many people to be aware as possible. But the current administration has removed mention of transgender people from government websites, which means that it's probably going to be a lot more difficult for people to update their information. Uh, if you have any local transgender support groups or transgender rights groups in your area, I might suggest that try and lend your support if possible. Because I tend to think that this is one of those sorts of situations where it's one of those not it's they're gonna keep moving the goalposts. It's like right now, it's immigrants and transgender people, and before long it's going to be something else, and it's not something that I am particularly thrilled about. And it's just, this is only 2 weeks in, and this is already being a mess, I think, by any measure that anyone can make. um, if you're of a different political opinion, I would just ask that you please just not leave comments, and just not and just please don't. I want to be one of those conciliatory people that is open to other viewpoints, but there's just no positive to this, and it's really one of those things that I just don't understand how people uh, think that it's a good thing, that you can argue for this, or that you can, lie and say that this is not bad because it is. Uh, just in a single act of halting government grants, there was a significant amount of chaos in all 50 states. And I just don't see how that can be anything other than a huge red alert if you haven't already been paying attention. But that being said, um, that's all I'm going to say on that for right now. There may be more going on, but if so, I'll probably try and keep it separate from the other content, just because, I want to provide folks a refuge from all that, but I also want to make sure that I also, address the things that I am aware of and that I can make a difference as much as possible under the current circumstances. Um, but that being said, Texas had a very rare snowfall, which I will include some video of that. Um, I have to get some footage off of my camera. It happens about once every 20 years, from what my partner tells me, and it's very uncommon for obvious reasons. The rare Texas snowman is kind of a joke, I guess. But it was really pretty. It came on, I think it snowed on Monday, and it was kind of there on Tuesday, and so on. Apologize for the state of my nail polish. It's not pristine right now. Normally I like to make it camera ready when I do webcams, vlogs, but I just have too many other things going on right now to really care about that. Um, but I will say that the snow was pretty. That it came down on Monday. It was there on Tuesday, and then it was gone by Wednesday-ish, more or less. But it was unique. It's like, I'm used to seeing snow because I grew up in New York, but this is the first time since I've lived in Texas that I've seen it down here. So it was kind of really, really special. Um, I will say that obviously I am very far behind in pretty much every aspect of everything, because the computer and the bedroom has kind of been discombobulated for quite some time. So hopefully I'll be able to pick up starting today and sort of get back into the groove little by little, and then just kind of hopefully get going from there. Because there's a lot of things I want to do this year, and I want to try and make sure I get as much of it done as I can. Um, but that being said, there is of course no writing news as a result of that. Video news, at least for today, is just going to be as much as I can get done with the time that I have and the spoons that I have available. Um, I can say that I have, obviously I'm doing a vlog. I'm gonna post a video of the Texas snowfall. I may have some other stuff. We'll just have to wait and see. But I mean, at least for now, it's like be prepared for the possibility of a couple of gap weeks in the coming months. Just because I know I lost at least some productivity during all of the reconfiguration. So that being said, there may be some weeks where there is no video, simply because of the fact that I just didn't have the time to rebuild my buffer. And as far as what I'm going to do about that, I don't know just yet. But I'm going to try and get as much done and try and get things back in the swing of things, at least for now. Books I'm reading. I read a little bit more of Flung. I didn't quite finish the chapter I was working on, but I read some more. So far, it's still a good book. I've been really enjoying it, but I've really only been able to read a little bit at a time just because, it requires a very special set of conditions for me to be in a reading zone. And right now, I've just needed some of that time for other things, and it just has really did. I want to make sure I read when I can enjoy it, when I'm in the mood for it, when I have time for it, and that is I make time for it to a certain extent, but at least for now anyway, it's somewhat limited. I finished Prisoner of Midnight by Royce Day, which of course, as always, was delightful and really enjoyable to read. I need to finish. I guess I can finish writing the review script for that, so I will be posting, working on that video sometime in the future. I have another Star Trek book video review I need to edit. And I'm still working on Come to Dust. I haven't really gotten too far in that. I think I'm maybe the first third, maybe still. I'm not sure, but I'm still working on it. But the plan is to for the time being focus on Far Flung and Come to Dust until Royce's meeting Dominique comes out, and then I'll probably read that and something else in the meantime. I mean, normally I usually have like a 3-book rotation. I might drop down to 2. I don't know. We'll just see how it goes. But I like to try and keep like more than one project at a time, and usually something a little different. But there's still a good amount of things on my queue. I think I have about 12 books on it right now. But I'm trying not to let it get any bigger, just because that's a lot, and I don't want it to get too huge, because I know the Japanese have a word for when you buy books and they sit around the house, and it's like I'm trying to avoid that. Couple of let's see, gaming stuff. Well, I've been playing a lot of Elder Scrolls Online lately because I've finally gotten some companions, and it's kind of like been fun to talk to them and to do some of their quests and so on. So I mean, it's I've been enjoying playing Elder Scrolls Online a lot. I still need to get back into Final Fantasy XIV, especially because I'm paying for a subscription. It's like $160 every 6 months or whatever it was. But truthfully, it hasn't drawn me in the way Elder Scrolls and STO have. I mean, STO is like shooting fish in a barrel. I mean, y'all know I'm a Star Trek fan. It's just like that's was never a question. Fallout 76, I want to try and play again. I've tried playing the Star Wars Online game, but it just hasn't been super compelling. It bothered me that particularly early on, you couldn't pick a lightsaber color, and the user interface is a little confusing. I suppose I should try and make time for the 5 online games that I have to play, but it's just like, it's tricky. Meanwhile, I'm still working on Trail of Cold Steel 4. I'm trying to level up because I reached a series of boss battles which kind of kicked my ass, but in part, at least the first time anyway, I was unprepared. And I am trying to take steps to at least try and last a little longer the second time. There are what they call AP conditions. If you do well, you get a bonus. I'm trying to be able to do that. The first 2 battles weren't too bad, but then when I got to battles 3 and 4, they kicked my ass, and you don't get a chance to save in the middle. So, and even if you did, but that being said, I'm trying to beef up my characters' loadouts. I'm trying to improve their skills, and things of that nature. Let's see. I'm going to try and post some more stuff this year. I'm going to try and see if I can finish some more stuff this year. I'm going to set some goals and see what I can do about achieving them. But more on that later. I guess the last thing, there was one more thing I wanted to talk about, and I was going to try to keep this under 10 minutes, but I guess I'm going a little over now until I can remember what the hell it was I wanted to talk about. Let's see, there was one other thing. What was it? Watch, it'll come to me later at like 4 o'clock in the afternoon when I'm not thinking about anything in particular. It's like, was it? Oh yes, now I remember. Here it was. Okay, I got something that I can show you guys, because I decided since the old power bank that I had was sticky for some reason. I don't know. It's like I left it somewhere and it got covered in something. I don't know. Somehow it got sticky, and no matter how I tried to clean it, it just didn't get back to that feeling of smoothness. So I ended up deciding to get rid of it, and I ended up replacing it with this, which is some sort of, let's see, there you go, INIU, and you see that paw print right there. It's like at first that was a selling point because it's like it's a furry power bank, and what's funny is that I didn't even realize it at first is that the paw print is not just a decorative feature; it's actually a functional thing. It indicates the power level, how much power is available in the power bank. So it's like 20%, 40%, 60%, 80%, and 100%. And if the whole paw is lit, it means it's fully charged. So, it's INIU power bank if any furries are inclined to add one to their collection. It's got two USB ports and a USB-C. So, I think it'll be useful if I should ever need extra power when there is no normal power available and things of that nature. But that was the last thing I wanted to talk about. But I will catch you all later. And, yesterday, the day before this was shot, 131, was International Zebra Day. So, happy Zebra Day to everyone.
If you like werewolves, check out my book Blue Moon, available in paperback and ebook on Amazon. Thanks for watching. If you liked it, click the subscribe button and leave a comment below. Meow.